Last year I reviewed a fragrance called B683 from a very little known house called Marc-Antoine Barrois. This is B683. Fast forward to recently, this year, they have just launched a fragrance called Ganymede, this one right here. I'm going to let you know all about this wonderfully awesome smelling fragrance, plus cut to a quick video with the owner of the house, Marc-Antoine Barrois, to explain the brand and a little bit about Ganymede. So if you're curious to find out about Ganymede, please stay tuned. Thanks so much for tuning in. This is Sebastian with Smelling Great Fragrance Reviews. If this is your first time landing on my channel and you love watching fragrance reviews, discovering new brands, discovering new fragrances, and of course participating in giveaways and still haven't subscribed to my channel, please click the subscribe button below and also click the bell so you'll be notified for future videos and giveaways. So yeah, last year I shot a review for a fragrance called B683 from Marc-Antoine Barrois. This was created by a perfumer by the name of Quentin Bisch, and I really love this fragrance, woody, leathery fragrance, very, very sexy. But fast forward to this year, I actually ended up smelling a lab sample of Ganymede, and I was like wowed by it, floored by it, like really, really impressed at how great it smelled. So I was anticipating the launch of Ganymede, and finally it's been launched, and wow, I have to tell you, this is probably one of the top 5 best fragrances I've smelled this year. And I've been wearing it since I brought it back from Paris. Early May, and as you can see, it's just one of the fragrances that I keep wanting to smell. So Marc-Antoine Barrois is a couturier. He's a clothing designer for men from Paris. I went to his atelier in Paris, and of course I got to meet Marc-Antoine, I think but maybe almost a year, maybe a year and a half ago. I can't remember exactly when, but I'm glad I got a quick video of him there. He's gonna explain to you a little bit about the brand and of course Ganymede.
Hello, so I'm Marc-Antoine Barrois. I work for my own brand and I'm a couturier for men in Paris. I design garments made to measures and unique pieces. And 3 years ago with Quentin Bisch, the perfumer, we've been working on the first perfume called B683. That's been quite incredible story, but today I'm going to tell you about another story. Over the past 2 years we've been working on another one as a little brother of the first one, called Ganymede. So Ganymede is this perfume, and it's a smiley perfume. It's a fresh mandarin with green apple that goes still on the leathery part, but some very suede leather, and goes into mineral woods with Immortelle that is a bit salty. It's a very, I like to say, a very refreshing and very optimistic perfume, but I think we've tried to define a new elegance, like an elegance that is probably much more sportswear, much more easy to wear, not as it's still authentic, but not the same type of authenticity as we had in the first one. It's something that is really new and fresh and young. In the US, you can find this perfume, Ganymede, at Bergdorf Goodman in New York, but also in many different beautiful perfumeries such as ZGO in San Francisco, or Lucky Scent in Los Angeles, near Guy at Perfumology in King of Prussia, and many others. You can find all the addresses on our website of the official distributors. So I hope you get to discover my fragrance sometimes very soon. The best way to discover it is to discover it on the skin. So if you get on Lucky Scent or on any other perfumery shop online, you can also get samples. So it's very easy, but at least get a try to it. It's really worth it, I think.
Thanks so much for watching that quick video with Marc-Antoine Barrois. Now, Ganymede is a 2019 launch. Once again, it's created by Quentin Bisch. It's considered a woody, spicy fragrance, and a 100 ml bottle like this is retailing for $195. If you don't know Quentin Bisch, I have spoken about him on this channel quite a bit. He's created fragrances such as Mystery Tobacco by Carolina Herrera, Wanted by Night by Azzaro. He did Ultra Zest and Angel Muse for Mugler. He's also done Dalina and Dalina Exclusive for Parfum de Marly. He's also done one of a recent discovery of mine that I really, really loved is Neroli Amara from Van Cleef & Arpels. So he's an up-and-coming younger perfumer, and he's created both Ganymede and B683 for Marc-Antoine Barrois. The notes are Mandarin, Saffron, Violet, Osmanthus Absolute, Akigalawood, Immortelle Absolute. Not a lot more happening, but as soon as I smelled the lab sample of this fragrance, I was, like I said, really wowed. There's something musky about this, sort of fruity, because as soon as you spray it, saffron and mandarin kind of like intermingle with violet to create like this apple accord. Very crispy, crunchy apple accord, which kind of is like, wow, is that really happening here? Is that what I'm smelling? Like a crisp green apple, and it's to die for smell. The smell of that apple here at the top is amazing, and there's no mention of apple in the notes, but it's really, really prominent, and it adds this slight fruitiness to the fragrance, which is quite awesome because the notes that I read to you, there's nothing fruity about them, but when you smell that fruitiness, it just kind of gives it more of like a cozy, comforting vibe about it. I'm assuming there's also the fact that Osmanthus absolute is in here, and perhaps that note along with the violet kind of also creates a bit of an apple-like accord, because Osmanthus traditionally kind of goes a little bit like leathery, and also a little bit like stone fruit, apricots, peaches, and things like that. So I don't get that, but I get that apple note very, very prominently. There's a lot of woodiness with this fragrance. Of course, it's considered a woody, spicy fragrance, but there's something electric about this one, almost like when you get like electrocuted and the hairs of your arms stand up. Kind of, it gives you that effect, experience when you're watching it, and very, very interesting. And the minerally kind of quality of the fragrance is also very, very unique, very earthy. It adds a very earthiness to it, and it's all coming from this Immortelle note in here. I think even though Immortelle can go a little bit honey-like and caramel-like, I think there's this like minerally quality to it, and I think the combination of all the notes smells to die for. If you're smelling fragrances quite frequently, you love a lot of fragrances, and you hate some, of course, but a few stand out and act like they're very, very impressive. And this one really impresses me, just because when I'm reading the notes, I don't see apples listed, I don't see leather listed, but I get both the apples and the leather. There's something really, really sexy about this, and I find it to be a lot more sexier than B683, at least to me, and I find it to be a lot more muskier. It's easier to wear than B683. This one's a lot heavier. It comes off a lot heavier than this one. And this one actually is not very loud. It's a moderate, like it doesn't scream really too loud, but it's also not a wimp. It's got a big cloud. The sillage is actually a lot bigger here than the actual projection. So it's one of those kind of fragrances that will get attention, but it doesn't like overwhelm people. Like they can smell you coming, but they're not. It's not going to be like kicking somebody's nose with the intensity of the fragrance. I hope that makes sense to you, because that's the experience I get. There's a light and airiness about this, and I think it's because of that ozonic quality, slight bit aquatic quality. Now, I'm saying aquatic ozonic here. It doesn't scream full on like aquatic, like you're not wearing a aquatic fragrance. It's not like, it doesn't smell like the sea, it doesn't smell like seaweed or marine notes and things like that. You just get that quality, the experience, the wearing experience, rather than actual smell. Because mostly what I'm smelling here is leather with the saffron, leathery touches coming from the Osmanthus, the woody touches from the Akigalawood, the minerally touches from the Immortelle, and of course violet giving you that apple accord. Juicy, crispy apple. If you don't know it, please do check it out. It's Marc-Antoine Barrois Ganymede. Some of the stores that sell this fragrance are ZGO Perfumery here in San Francisco. Of course, Lucky Scent carries it. Perfumology also carries it. And there's only 2 fragrances. That's it, just 2 from this house. And I feel like this is the parent and this is the son, like the offspring of this one, because the both together kind of have similarities, but this is definitely the older, more mature person. This one's a younger, a little sexier kind of the person, the offspring of B683. So check out a Ganymede from Marc-Antoine Barrois and let me know your thoughts on it. Get some samples, or perhaps go sample it in the store, because I think you're going to be pretty impressed by how great this smells. I just love the muskiness about this, the leatheriness, and the entire wearing experience from head notes to, I mean, the top notes to the base notes, just very, very impressive, and I'm obsessed with it. So check it out. This is Ganymede from Marc-Antoine Barrois. Let me know if you've tried it, if you've sampled it, or if you haven't, are you curious to try something like this? Do you like the idea of this kind of fragrance? And what do you think about the house, Marc-Antoine Barrois, as a designer rather than a niche house, even though the offerings are very niche here, is from a very small couturier design house. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching. Check out Ganymede. If you have any questions or comments, please list below. Otherwise, please like this video, please share it, follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and I'll be back with more videos very soon. Have a good one. Goodbye.